I am answering your question.
Period was America great that we're trying to replicate? Which era was it? Tell me.
I think I'll answer your question. I'm ready to answer your question.
That's Candace Owens defending Donald Trump as part of a panel at the Revolt TV Summit. Rapper T.I. wasn't interested in her defense of Donald Trump, and things got pretty heated. Let's watch.
When you say make America great again, which period are we talking about? The period when women couldn't vote? The period when we were hanging from trees?
I'll answer.
Or like the crack era? Which period in America are you trying to make America like
So
again?
I actually think that I would totally rock a hat right now that said "Make Black America Great Again" because Black America.
Make America.
Before,
We're talking about make America. That wasn't the question.
I am answering your question.
Which period was America great that we're trying to replicate? Which era was it? Tell me.
I think I'll answer your question.
Tell me.
I'm ready to answer your question.
Which era was it?
What?
Which era was so great?
Here's the thing that you guys are forgetting. America was actually one of the slavery was all over the world. All over the world. America was. I'm not saying it's okay. So why are you saying oh?
Hey man.
America was one of the first countries.
I want to like you so bad.
I'm trying to answer your question.
Smart. I want to like you so much.
I can't answer the question.
I want to hear you. I want to be able to hear them. I want to be able to hear them.
If I can't answer the question and you're just going to boo when I say slavery was all over the world, which is a fact, why are you booing a fact?
Because you're making light of.
No, I'm not.
You're making light of the enslavement of people that look like us. You can't make light of that. That ain't nothing you breeze over.
I haven't even finished the sentence. How am I making light of anything?
You started with some bull.
So what she was trying to say and did say eventually is that America was one of the first countries to, she said, free our ancestors. Nope, it was one of the last. So it's just revisionist history. And then the question is, why? Why are you doing revisionist history?
Because that money is real nice, right? I mean, look, come on, are we gonna pretend like she isn't influenced by the same influences that have changed the political ideology of individuals like Dave Rubin? And here's the thing, when you are a grifter, yeah, there's an upside to that because you get to collect that money and you live a nice lifestyle and you don't have to work as hard as individuals who are trying to put the truth out there. But at the same time, grifters aren't ever able to back up their arguments. And then you find yourself in these awkward situations where you might get asked to do a panel, you might get an offer. You might get an offer where you get paid a lot to do a panel like this. I don't know if she got paid for this or not, but then you have to somehow defend the nonsense that comes out of your mouth in your YouTube videos. And you can't because the facts don't back up your argument.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious, I would love to have interrogated her on that. So was she referring to a Reconstruction period where for a very brief period in the South after the Civil War, when the Southern racists were thoroughly defeated, there was a brief moment where African Americans were allowed to own land and start their own businesses, and we had a black governor of Louisiana? I doubt she's referring to that. Okay, but you know what happened after that is Jim Crow. And for 100 years, then they robbed them of that land. They burned down their businesses. And as T.I. pointed out, hung them from trees and didn't allow them to participate in the political process. And so that stretched all the way into the 1960s. And in the 1960s, the Civil Rights Movement, the burning of black churches, and we can go on and on. So it is an incredibly fair question that T.I. is asking. What America are we talking about? And that's the whole point of Make America Great Again, which is make it great for the people that were in charge, the white right-wingers. That's what the reference is too. It wasn't great for African Americans. Oftentimes it's not great for Latinos or Asians, etc. And that statement basically says, I don't give a damn about you. I don't care that it wasn't good for you. In fact, I'd like to return to a time where it was terrible for you. And that's why at the end analysis, it is indefensible.
Yeah, it is indefensible. That was, even though I enjoy watching people like Candace Owens get their comeuppance and get confronted by people who actually know what they're talking about, that was pretty difficult to watch, right? Because first of all, she immediately pivots to doing what people like her do all the time, which is they start answering a completely different question. And I like the fact that T.I. was privy to that, knew it was gonna happen, and held her accountable, held her feet to the fire, and demanded an answer to his question. And she failed to provide a real answer that was backed up by real facts. And the thing that drives me crazy is that in this society where people are hungry for resources, and I get it, it's tough to go out there and try to make a living in the media, it really is. But at the same time, think about the damage you do in accepting the type of influence that she has decided to accept. Think about how many people you hurt through pushing this false narrative and this revisionist history. And one other thing I want to note, Brooke Thomas made this point off air, and I wanted to share her point with you because I thought it was a good one. That panel should have had more Black female representation. And when I say that, I'm not referring to the Katrina Pearsons and Candace Owens of the world. I'm talking about Black journalists, female journalists who have gone out there, who report the news, who know the facts, and could have actually added something of substance to that discussion.
Lindsay Evans, who is at ABC and did a wonderful job as a moderator in that last debate, might have been a good option. Look, it's hard to put together panels, so but we do have to keep that in mind. Another great progressive was on the panel, Killer Mike, in that case. But lastly, on Candace Owens, look, a writer at The Root called her anti-ruckus, which I was amused by, and she really doesn't care about black or white. There's only one color she cares about. It's green, and so it's convenient that at the time when she started taking money from right-wing organizations is when she switched from progressive to being a right-winger. And she doesn't have facts to back up her so-called ideology, but she does get paid a lot of money in speeches and these different organizations to go out there and say, no, it's mainly black people's fault that they're not doing better. They've had every opportunity in America. And that is a gross and inaccurate thing to say. So it was way past time that she get called out live. So I love what T.I. did there. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below. Then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.